Hello students, today we start a new module number 5, spatial work. So in this module we discuss about the different types of the spatial work done in a construction time, after construction and during the construction time. So today we start a new topic or a new point of a spatial work is a timbering in a trench. So first we discuss what is timbering in a trench, and we discuss why timbering in trench is required. So let's we start. So when the depth of the trench is large or when the subsoil is loose, the side of the trench may cave in. So the problem can be solved by adopting a suitable method of the timbering. So here timbering of trenches, sometimes also known as a shoring, consists of providing timber plank or a board and a strut to give a temporary support of the side of trenches. So here sometime during the excavation time, sides of the soil is sides of the loose soil or a loose subsoil is caving. So this time if laborers are doing the work in a trenches, so at that time death or injuries done during the excavation time. So at that time, to support the periphery of the excavation site, timbering in a trench is required to support the soil or a loose soil. So here temporary support, here timber trenches is not a permanent type of the support. It's one type of the temporary support like a formwork. So it support the soil. And here in a next slide, so timbering of a deep trenches can be done with the help of the following methods. So here some of the 5 methods is given. So here one by one we discuss on it. First method is a stay bracing method, second is a box sitting method, third one is a vertical sitting method, fourth one is a runner system, fifth one is a sitting pile. Now let's we start our first method, stay bracing method. So in this method is used only for the supporting the side or a bench excavated in a fairly firm soil when the depth of excavation does not exceed the 2 meter. So this type of the stay bracing method is used. So here up to 2 meter stay bracing method is used, and it support the side of the excavation. And this method consists of placing a vertical seat or a piling board opposite to each other against the two wall of a trenches and holding them by position of one or two rows of strut. So here the seat are placed at an interval of the 2 to 4 meter are generally and extend to the full height of trench, and the piling board may have a width about 200 mm and a thickness of 40 to 50 mm, and the strut may have a size of the 100 mm by 100 mm for a trench up to the 2 meter width and 200 by 200 mm for a trench up to the 400 meter width. So here see this figure. In this figure you exactly seen polling board is supported by the strut, and this strut is fixed opposite side of the polling board. So here no any single soil, no any type of the loose soil or another material is falling down during the excavation time. So this type of the method is only used up to the 2 meter depth of excavation. So above the 2 meter depth excavation, box sitting type of the timber trenching is required. So in the next slide we discuss about the box sitting. So this method is adopted in a loose soil when the depth of excavation does not exceed 4 meter. And here figure show the box like a structure consists of a vertical seats placed very near to each other and sometimes touching with each other and keeping them in a position by longitudinal rows, usually two of valves, and strut are then provided across the valves. And another system of the box seating shown in a figure adopted in a very loose soil. And in this system, seating is provided longitudinally where they are supported by vertical valves and horizontal strut. If the height is more, braces are provided along with a strut. So in this figure you exactly see vertical seating look like a vertical plank is provided, and this plank is supported by the valve, and valve is supported by the strut, and strut is fixed with each other very tightly. It's called a vertical seating. So vertical seating, in a vertical seating, vertical plank is provided. See this in a figure, vertical seating word is written. So here vertical seating is provided. And in a horizontal seating, see this in a horizontal seating, horizontal plank is provided and valves provided or valves is fixed vertically. And in a vertical seating, valves is provided horizontally. So it support valves is support the horizontal seating. Now here two figure is given in a figure number 1. All the vertical seating are touched with each other, no any gap between them. And in a figure number 2, vertical seating is provided with a gap. So here figure number 1, vertical seating with a no gap is provided only where the loose soil like a sandy soil. So this type of the soil, vertical seating with no gap is provided. And in a regular soil, so here no any loose material, so this type of the gap is provided for a seating work. Now next we discuss about the vertical seating. So this this system is adopted for the deep trenches up to 10 meter depth. So vertical seating is provided. See this figure, in a vertical seating up to 10 meter depth in a soft ground. This method is similar like a box seating except that the excavation is carried out in a stages and the end of the each stage offset is provided. So here one offset is provided. See platform word is written. After platform word, offset is provided. See in a figure. So here, so that the width of the trenches goes on a decrease as the depth is increased. And each stage is similar up to the 3 meter height, and the offset may vary from 25 to 50 centimeter per stage. And for each stage, separate vertical seating supported by horizontal veiling and a strut are provided. So here this method is same like a box seating method, but here only difference is that here offset is provided at a some of the interval. So this type of the method is only used up to 10 meter depth. Now next type of the method is a runner system. So this system is used extremely loose and soft ground, and which intermediate support our excavation progress. So the system is similar to vertical seating of a box system, and except that in place of the vertical seating, runner made of a long thick wooden seat or a plank with a iron shoe and at the end are provided, and valves and struts are provided as usual. So these runners are driven in about 30 centimeter in advance of the progress of work by hammering. So see this figure. In this figure exactly you seen in a runner system, in a runner system, wooden plank or a seat is look like a runner is fixed, and below the runner soil is provided to fix the seats in a ground, and to support the two seats horizontal strut is fixed, and a well is fixed for to support the vertical seats. Now next and the last type of the method for timber in a trenches is a seating pile. So in this method adopt when the soil is excavated in a soft or loose soil, and depth of the excavation is large, and width of trenches is also large, and there is a subsoil water. So seat pile are designed to resist the lateral earth pressure. These are driven in a ground by mechanical by means of a pile driving equipment, and these can be used for the excavation to very large depth. So seed piling is a seed is fixed in a ground at which excavation is required. Now next topic we discuss in this lecture is control of groundwater in excavation. So during the excavation time, groundwater, we seen the groundwater, and this groundwater is affect or create a problem during the excavation. So let's we start this topic, control of groundwater in excavation. Now what is dewatering, or how to control the groundwater? So first we dewatering the entire area. So dewatering means the removal of water from the saturated soil. So dewater is the necessary process when it comes to many construction projects, particularly when the construction is in an underground project. So during the excavation time, this problem is always faced in a excavation of the foundation, and also basement construction. So here dewatering is compulsory required. Also dewatering is required during the monsoon season. So in a monsoon season, if we construct a building in a monsoon season, at that time excavation for a foundation we done, and due to monsoon water is fill up in a excavated area, so dewatering is required. So here let's we start a dewatering different methods. So in a dewatering method, factors such as the type of soil and nature of the construction site will and influence which dewatering method will be best suit to the project. There are 9 methods for a dewatering. First one is a sumps and ditches. Second one is a shallow well system. Third one is a deep well system. Fourth one is a well point system. Fifth one is a vacuum method. Sixth one is a cement grouting. Seventh is a chemical process. Eighth one is a freezing process, and ninth one is a electro osmosis method. So let's we start a first method, sump and ditch method. So it is the simplest and most commonly used for a dewatering method. So in this method, shallow pit called sumps are dug along the periphery of the area and connected by the drain of a semicircular in a shape and 20 centimeter diameter, and the water from the slopes flows under gravity and is collected in a sumps, from which by using the sump pump we pump out the water. So it's a sump and ditch method. So this method is generally used in a large excavated area, and here periphery of the trench sump pump is provided at a regular interval and remove the water from the entire area. Now next and second method is a shallow well system. So a hole of 30 centimeter diameter or more is bored into the ground to a depth of more than 10 meter below the pump level. A strainer tube of a 15 centimeter die is lowered in the borehole having a casing tube. So see this figure. In this figure you exactly seen. So the hole of a 30 centimeter die or more is bored into the ground to a depth more than 10 meter below the pump level. So here green color show the pumping station, and below the 10 meter level this pipe is fixed. A strainer tube of a 15 centimeter dia is lowered in the borehole having a casing tube, and a gravel filter is formed around the strainer tube by gradually removing the casing tube and simultaneously uh, pouring the filter well so form. The suction pipe form a number of such valves may be connected to a one common header connected to the pumping units. So here shallow well system is also used for the large constructed excavated area. Now next type of the method is a deep well system. So here in a deep well system, this is more suitable when the depth of the excavation more than the 16 meter or where the artesian water is present, and in this 15 to 16 centimeter diameter hole is bored and a casing with a large screen is provided, and a row of well point is frequently installed at the toe of the side slope of a deep excavation, and the submersible pump is installed at the bottom of a well of which casing is generally has a minimum diameter of 150 mm. So you exactly seen in a figure. So here submersible pump is used. So see in this figure. In this figure, solid 4-inch diameter of the solid PVC casing is fixed in a ground, and then after at a regular interval holes is provided, and this pipe is uh, fixed with submersible pump for removing the water, and here on a top PVC cap is provided. So here submersible pump is remove all the waters comes in a pipe, and this water is pure water without any effect. We remove the water, and the discharge pipe from the submersible pump of a number of adjacent well tied connected common delivery man, and the water is raised from the well by multi-stage pump. So here this method is used only where the groundwater is higher and groundwater is maximum. So this type of the method is generally used. Now fourth type of the method is a well point system. So the main component of the well point system are a well point, riser pipe, swinger arm, header pipe, and pumps. So the well point is a perforated pipe of 5 to 8 centimeter in diameter, and 1 meter long is covered by the cylindrical wire gauge, and pipe are jetted in the ground of 1 to 2 meter apart, and well point, rise pipe, swing arm, and header are fixed with each other. Then after it is suitable for a groundwater up to the level of 5 to 6 meter. So this type of the system is used. So in this system, by the header and by the well point, all the groundwater is collected, and then after using by the pump or a header, we remove all the waters. Now next type of the method is a vacuum method. So in this method, when the drain is when draining is required for a silt or a clay which have a size less than 0.05 mm, that time vacuum pump system will require. The process is the well point are driven and a 25 centimeter die is provided around the well point, and the installed in a ground by facing a jet of water under sufficient pressure, and the sand of a medium core size is then forced into the holes as rapidly as possible, and this sand form a filter medium, and vacuum system in these uppermost 600 mm to 900 mm and impervious material such as clay is tempered to form a seal or upper portion, and the pumping is then carried out by means of equipment capable of maintaining a vacuum in a well point and a surrounding filter. In this method, the pressure around the well point is reduced for a small friction of atmospheric pressure, and the ground is acted upon by atmospheric pressure. Thus the soil becomes consolidated under the pressure which is very nearly equal to the atmospheric vacuum system. So see this system. In this system, well point is fixed in a ground, and sand filter is provided at the bottom, and here upper part is very well fixed, and in this method well point is fixed by the pressuring of the water, and above periphery 25 centimeter dia open area is required for easily moving the water. Now next method is the cement grouting method. So the material commonly used for the grouting is cement and water, cement rock floor and water, cement clay and water, cement clay sand and water, asphalt and clay and water, and chemicals. So in this cement grouting method, you exactly seen. So by forcefully cement grout is by forcefully by pressure cement grout is fill up in a gap uh, gap between the some of the area, and after filling the cement or after filling the paste of the cement in a soil, water is removed by the Z grounding. In a both the figure you exactly seen. So in a left side cement grouting is done, and in a right side jet grouting is done. So in a jet grouting water is removed from the entire area. Now 7 type of the process or method is a chemical grouting. So the desired property of a chemical grout, it must be able to modify the properties of a soil as a desired, and it may either increase the strength or decrease the permeability of the soil, and it must be cheap, non-toxic and non-explosive material, and it must be in the form of a liquid with a low viscosity so that it can be readily placed in a soil, and it must be non-corrosive so that it can be handled with common pump and pipes. It must be possible to control the gel at the time of a suitable means. So here you exactly seen in a figure, high pressure hydraulic jump is used in a chemical grouting. So in a chemical grouting, by forcefully chemical inserted in a soils uh, inserted in a soil or injected to prevent the soil from collapsing. So it's in a chemical grouting, pressure gauge monitoring is required to control the pressure in a chemical grouting. Now next method is a freezing process method. So in this method, soil that will not drain using the conventional method. Typically, a ground freezing system consists of an array freeze pipe is required, so that are installed in a ground around the perimeter of excavator, usually in a circular pattern, and a super model brain solution is pumped through to freeze the pipe, which freeze the water bearing soil around the pipe, create the frozen wall. So you exactly seen in a figure. So here uh, deep developing freezing wall is developed by the mobile freezing one. So here we exactly seen pipe is inserted in a ground, and then after by the mobile freezing plant, by mobile freezing plant, freezing pipe is fixed with a mobile freezing plant, and periphery of the mobile freezing pipes, periphery water is freeze, and all the water is freeze, and no any water is in the form the liquid. Now next type of the method is the electroosmosis process. So see this figure, this method is used for a fine grained cohesive soil such as a clay, and which can be drained or stabilized using the electric current, and this method developed by the L. Casagrande in 1952, and if direct current is passed between the two electrode driven in a natural soil mass, the soil water will travel from the positive electrode to negative electrode, means anode to cathode, and the cathode is made in the form of well point or a metal tube for pumping out the shipping from the well point, or a metal tube for pumping out the shipping water. So here steel rod, a pipe, or a steel peeling excavator can be serve as a cathode, and the arrangement of the electrode is done in such a way that the natural direction of a flow of water is reversed away from the excavation, and the increase the strength of the soil and stability of the soil or a slope. So the potential generally used in the process are from 40 to 180 volts with a electrode spacing of a 4 to 5 meter. So it's called a electroosmosis method. So in this method, electrode and cathode, anode and cathode, two types of the positive and negative electrode is required, and we remove the water, or we pump out the water from the cathode side. Here we complete our two topics. uh, First one is timbering trench, and second point is the control of groundwater. Thank you.